Hello, and welcome back to Star Trek Lost Voyages, Season 2! Woohoo! I am the GM Tim, and with me is my illustrious crew, and I am zooming the wrong scene. That's okay. We can fix that. It's not a
Fix
Tim
it in
game.
post.
It's not a Tim game unless I mess up at least once. At least once. So huzzah! It's fixed now. Son of a bee. I was so ready for a good one.
We'll get there, Tim. We'll get there.
One day.
Technology said no.
Yeah.
Technology always says no. Okay, we're just going to kick right into the game tonight. Sam, hit us up with your captain's log, my friend.
Captain's log. Start date doesn't matter.
Zanny suddenly sounds like it's Zach Brandt.
That's right in reporting. I mean, Devin Zanny reporting.
Dirty.
Shut up, green alien. Never mind. We are 2 weeks into exploring our newly assigned sector in the Expanse. It is unmapped and 2 weeks away from Miranda Station at Warp 7. Fresh territory that the Federation has not even sent probes to. Right now, the Dominion War is starting up, and being on the other side of the galaxy has given some of the crew pause, but we're forging on with our mission. While between mapping gas giant systems, the ship has picked up a communication along the RF band of a former radio communication not used in the Federation in well over 2 centuries.
It's very cinematic. Thank you. Captain, I believe we're picking up a new message. It's very degraded. It seems as though it's on old radio waves. Upon further inspection, it seems like there might be a video piggybacking on the radio waves.
On screen, if we can clear it up.
I can try to clear it up, Captain. I'm using harmonic subfrequency modulation.
Nice. All right. It pops up on screen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gopal.
I was going to say it starts off with the old TV static,
Oh, yeah, nice.
and then it slowly, you can see, the people...
Tracking?
Yeah.
Like you hear a dial-up tone.
Yeah, that's what tracking is. Tracking is harmonic subfrequency modulation, right?
Oh, that's so good. Yes, it is.
It just starts up with the fax dial noise.
Yeah. It has the FBI logo.
Everybody just gets this all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So on the screen, you see. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. You see it's really, really filled with static. It's badly degraded. It's clippy, but you can make out an avian humanoid. Very.
I know what that is.
Okay, Dr. Ross.
I didn't even know you got it. Got on the bridge.
Yeah, Dr. Ross was on the bridge. Sorry.
I'm
Standing
hanging
right
out
behind
today.
your captain's chair.
It's real boring down in the med bay today.
Woo! Too much Fractagino this morning. Yes, doctor. Well, what do you mean?
That looks like the extinct species of the Zindi avian species.
Computer,
Species. Too many
define
times.
Zindi. What are those?
Captain, I've run the video and audio through the universal translator. It's not able to pick up much, but it is registering as some form of distress call.
Interesting. From my limited knowledge, it's been a long road getting from there to here, and the Zindi did a time. I don't think Admiral Archer's dog. Anyways, can we triangulate where it's coming from?
I should punish you for all of that, but that was so good that I can't.
Always comes back to the dog.
It always goes back to the dog.
What is this dog?
I
believe he's referring to Cosmos.
Cosmos. He's a good boy.
He has a cough, and
Transporter accident?
Yezikov and Sofek, you're able to sort out that this came from a system that the computer has designated as Alpha Doradus. And it is approximately 4 light years from your current position.
Okay. Is there like known life on there? Or?
So you guys are in a sector that has never been charted. There is you are literally
right.
creating the map for this sector. You're about at like a good warp 7, warp 8. You're about 2 weeks from Narendra Station. Like you're 2 full sectors into the expanse, truly in the unexplored.
And we haven't blown up part of the ship yet.
I mean, I know, right?
I kept us in impulse the entire way.
Usually we get like 2 systems out. And
You do realize that would take like 10 years, right?
So we can't
I'm
seem
not
to go
allowed
more
to
than
think
one
of
system
it
before
now.
we fight something.
Yeah.
Sarah's just reading a book at the helm. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. She's actually written quite a few novels by now. Yeah, no. So to put it into perspective, this message was sent 4 years ago. Radio travels that quickly, right? So, at warp 7, Gurkhan, you figure you could probably make it there in about 3 days.
Well, we should set a course, but at warp 7 in that case, we're outside of the zone where we need to stay within warp 5. Yeah, okay, sure.
We're gonna have to sort that out one day.
Why? Riders didn't.
I know. That's why. Okay.
I mean, they kind of did. If you dig really deep down into like a technical manual, they did.
you got it, sir. Speed applied.
I mean, there you go. Speed of plot it is, and we're gonna go to our credit.
Engage.
Tim, TJ saying your audio is muted.
Are we all muted?
No, just Tim.
Thanks, TJ.
I'm pretty. Okay, so your directives tonight, in addition to the Prime Directive, are follow any and all first contact protocols and attempt to discover the nature of the incident that we're gonna. I don't want to give it away by saying something, so attempt to the mystery, solve the mystery. You know what? Just straight up solve the mystery tonight. That's gonna be your That's going to be
gang,
your...
let's split up.
So what you're saying is there was a mysterious incident.
There was a
right?
mysterious incident, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
The van.
Oh man, that seems very un-Star Trek.
Yeah.
You're all jerk.
The van is just one of those TOS
You
shuttlecraft.
guys are just mean, man.
Yeah.
Mean.
Now there's a lot of smoke coming out of it.
That's what we spent. That's what we spent the last 3 months doing, painting up a mystery shuttle.
Let's drive up here.
The smoke's
Street
coming
shuttle.
from the faster than light drive.
Oh, man.
Man,
Oh,
there's a lot of bass, Kirkon. Yeah, it's all.
Okay. So you drop into warp, and ahead of you is a Sofek. This tickles your science fancy. Although you're a Vulcan, so I guess nothing gets tickled.
Vulcans don't fancy
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You can pickle them.
That brings up a good question, though. Are Vulcans ticklish?
That's exactly where my mind went.
Dr. Doug,
I mean-
restrain Sofek.
I think the better question
I'm on
is,
it.
For
would
science.
you know?
The doctor. Well, the doctor would.
I don't think I would know that. Maybe.
Put, like,
That's a weird thing to do
ringtones
in the med lab. It's just like,
Jesus.
on, one of those.
Guys,
sure
we're not
that's
even,
like a-
we're not even
Like,
5
tickle him
minutes into the
with his
game and we're
brain.
already this off target.
That's
Can
that's
we
what happens when you
please
leave us
bring
for like months.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm pretty sure what you're describing would be against Space Geneva
Oh.
Convention.
that's definitely not in the Hippocratic Oath.
Oh my god.
Okay, we got a planet.
And with that, there's a planet and a dwarf star.
All of this was happening on the bridge while we're approaching.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
While we were at warp
Oh,
for
what are you
3
talking about?
days,
This
we
is
were
3
trying to
days
convince
during the
Sofek-
intro.
Yeah.
This is the 3 days during the intro. That's right.
Trying to
Yeah.
convince Sofek to let us test him for ticklishness.
So,
Planet,
okay.
What does it look like?
So as you-
It appears to be round, Captain.
So the signals emanating from the second planet, as you approach, you can tell there's 2 distinct landmasses splitting the northern and southern hemispheres, separated by a thin strait of water spreading into a massive ocean that's just littered with islands and inlets. Even from high orbit, it's really easy to see really heavy volcanic activity circling the world. And you kind of narrow in on the space station on a space station that's in a really low orbit around the planet. Can I get one of I guess either Sofek or Yezikov to make me a
Sensors?
sensors check? Jeez, yes, please, thank you.
I'm gonna delegate that to Sofek.
All right, you can have the ship back you up if you wish.
Yes.
Before we
So-
go, what were we doing before this? Because that determines what our modular labs are set up as. Just stellar
Research.
cartography?
Yep.
The stellar cartography.
So,
Okay, so that won't help. We do have improved sensors, which basically reduces the difficulty by 1.
Okay. So get us a roll there. Nice. 1 success. And the ship will give us 1 success. All right.
I'm going to use my thing. I remember to do stuff.
You think-
What is it? One of them. Technical expertise.
nice. Okay.
Reroll my 0. All right.
Boom. All right.
Successes.
So 2. Okay. So you can add 2 into the. You got 2 momentum then for yourself. The station is in a dangerously low orbit.
to ask a free question. Can't you do that?
Yes, I can.
How are you?
Does the station orbit appear to be deteriorating?
It does, yeah. You figure you have... Ooh, if you attach a tractor beam, you've got a 6 to 12 hour time frame, depending on how good
Plenty
you
of
connect.
time.
Second question,
Yeah.
because I'm studious.
Yeah.
Are there any life forms on board? Any life readings?
There are not. However, there are not, no. And in fact, you get no atmosphere at all. There's almost no power in the station. In fact, there's barely enough to pulse the signal that you traced.
So it's either obviously a very low tech level space station, or it has been out of power or whatever has happened to it happened a long time ago.
Well, so like I said, this message was sent at least 4 years ago. With approximately 4 years, right? Because you detected it 4 light years away.
But radio travels lower than the speed of light, so most likely longer.
Okay.
Most likely.
If there's no life signs, is there anything interfering with the transporters?
There is a shield up that looks like it's a shield protecting it from the radiation coming off the sun. This sun is a dwarf star in its kind of like last throes. But that will require another check. Or use of the momentum that you've got pooled. As Stefan
might
still
want
has
to check if it's
2
about to
momentum.
explode.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a momentum and just do like a preliminary sweep of the star to see if it's how last are these last throws.
Mhm.
Is this like we talking like hours, minutes, a couple centuries?
No, but we are talking hours to a day, maybe 2. Not long.
So, I guess our priorities are to get on board, see where that message came from, why is this here, and if there's Xindi, hey, have we done any scans for temporal anomalies? Because I know back in there was mention in the classified documents, which I probably can't share with you because it was on everything, that there might be a temporal warp that happened. Excuse me. So, could you check for that real quick?
So why don't I get Gurkhan to check for that, and Sofek, let's do a sensor sweep of the planet. So Gurkhan, give me a reason in engineering. Is Gurkhan still there? Did he freeze? Is it frozen for everyone else?
Looks frozen
He's
to me.
very still.
Oh, yeah. Or he's
Stoic.
dead and rigor mortis has set in already.
It's a quick rigor mortis. Oh, he's good.
Oh, there we go.
And he's gone. All right. So, so there's a lot of
Bridge,
wind in
power
Vancouver today.
system.
We were worried that he might run out of power, and that appears what's happened. So let's switch over really quick. Yep, there we go.
He got bored, and Gurkhan went to weld more batless to
All
the
right,
interior
so-
of the Jeffrey suits.
I
So
just
that
imagine him
happened.
sleeping. He's having like a nap.
Gurkhan just
Like-
snores on the bridge.
Come on, man.
Wait, he's welding batlets to the interior of Jeffrey's tubes?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
over the place.
I mean, he needs to have weapons
To make them
for the crew
harder to
we're-
crawl through?
No, so we have weapons when we're bored and we have to hide in
Oh,
the
I
Jeffrey
see.
tubes.
Yeah.
I thought he was like
Jeffrey tubes
welding
are
them to
now
the
like a
side of the
hazing
Jeffrey's tubes to
ritual,
make it like
yeah.
a
Oh, don't
to make
give
it
him
harder to crawl through.
Don't give him
Don't give
that
him
idea.
ideas, yeah.
Jesus. Don't help him.
Pitched out, so
That's
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just allow. So Gurkhan's gonna do no temporal anomalies in the system, and he's actually determined that the 6 to 12 hours is a hard number. We can't tractor beam that station without it falling apart. It's too old and disrepaired now. Sofek, how about that planetary roll?
Do you want me to roll or just use the second momentum I earned?
It's up to you.
Okay. Roll it is. I won't use the ship sensors this
Okay.
time. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So the planet shows no power emanations at all. There appears to be an abundance of flora and fauna, but there's no apparent sentient life. Yezikov, you're getting no response to any attempts to communicate with the planet or the station.
Did you say what type of station it was? Was it like a Starfleet station?
No, it's very alien.
Alien.
Yeah. And Yezikov, the ship sensors show what appears to be large nest-like cities in mountain ranges in the northern continent and empty desert in the southern landmass. But they can't penetrate the structures in the cities.
Okay, so yeah, we wouldn't be able to know if there's life signs.
Yeah.
Okay. Sophie, can you, while he's scanning, can you see if there are any residual anti-proton particles in the atmosphere, just in case?
Is this covering the Romulan checkmark, Commander?
Yes. Yeah. It's like I've got a clipboard, and just on the very first check is Romulans?
Is
question
it
mark?
Romulan?
Yeah.
Wait, where are we again? We're in the something
Cover all
expanse?
bases.
You're in the Shackleton Expanse.
And where is that exactly?
It's in the beta system on the far end of Federation and Romulan and Klingon space.
Oh, so it's between
where-
Romulan and Klingon space? basically?
Yeah, so do you know
Fun.
where...
What a fun place to be.
Yeah.
Able to get attacked by everyone except the Dominion.
Oh, maybe
So
the
the
Borg?
Yes.
Shackleton Expanse, the Borg are a definite possibility. Shackleton Expanse is an unexplored sector, an unexplored chunk. Like it's this way, huge chunk of space that no one's claimed yet.
Oh yeah, this is the book that they Modiphius just released, right?
Yeah.
This stream brought to you by Modiphius.
Actually, yes.
Fantastic
Well,
game system.
We are
Thanks.
playing the 2D20.
I got $10 for that.
Since what you didn't, I didn't. How the hell?
Hashtag egg. Hashtag
That's-
I said
sponsor.
I said Modiphius first.
That's why
That's the only
I
one
said
getting
Got you
first,
there
right?
by
Yeah,
the
no one
laws
else
of
gets
firsties.
$10. It's,
Yeah.
it's the Bob
It's
and Doug
internet
rule.
rules. It's
Bob and
internet
Doug rule.
rules.
$10 is $10. Okay.
Let's see what you did for that $10.
Antiprotons. Are there any
No antiprotons.
Yet?
No antiprotons.
All right, do a full scan for Tachyon.
Just the full
Don't
spray.
forget neutrinos.
So,
Yeah.
Neutrinos.
so Beagle is kind of excited. He's he's really happy that he is with Gurkhan sleeping, he kind of like looks over at Yezikov. That basically makes me chief engineer on the bridge, right? Because trained now because he did his cross training, right? And he doesn't even wait for an answer. He's just like, so we should probably go to the station before we go to the planet because we don't want to not be able to go to the station.
If it crashes into the planet,
Yeah.
noted Beagle. Speaking of which,
Go
yes,
pulse back. Go in 1 second, Zanny.
Gurkhan's woke.
There you go.
Gur-
Okay.
Gurkhan's
Gurkhan woke
up.
up.
He heard
Okay.
Beagle was getting.
Gurkhan woke up just as Beagle was making
engineer.
decisions for him.
Gurkhan had to go run and get the gaffy paint sticks
is that
For
timing?
Beagle?
for Beagle.
No.
Getting
Gotcha.
position.
I
No,
did
we just
not
had you
agree
pass
to
out
this.
on the bridge.
All right, no paint sticks on the bridge.
Test it on me first. I'll let you know if it's safe.
Okay. Can we go to
We
the
have a doctor on the bridge now, but no. I don't want to see somebody's head explode. I don't think Dougie can fix that.
I can try.
Try. You have enough fun, yes.
Sorry, Tim. What were you trying to
Can
say?
we go to the station, please?
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
assemble a team to go over there.
Oh my god. Okay, Yezikov, you can't beam in right now because the station does have that shield up. You're gonna have to use a shuttle.
Shock Pikachu face.
But you get to use your EV suits, and there's no like cost for them this time because you need them.
Mandatory. Oh, right, because there's costs for them.
Yeah, opportunity.
All right, Sofiak. No life signs. So Doug, you could probably stay here. Do you have another character? Matt?
Actually, Doug should come with.
Doug, I changed my mind. You are critical to this operation.
Well, no, so
There's probably corpses to look at.
You gotta
yes,
scan all those dead
exactly.
bodies.
Like it was a distress call. So your medical person
okay.
should be going. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. And Gurkon, in case we need to fix something, and
Should Larkin.
Larkin, for things. Force fields.
Red shirts.
For red shirts. I mean, force fields.
Bullet catcher.
As you say red shirt, Beagle leans in. That's why I'm never going into command to one of the other dudes. Just another ensign.
All right. Captain has cleared use of EV suits, so everyone, suit up.
Why are you so excited about EV suits?
I love my EV suit.
Do you sleep in that thing?
Because
What?
she
If
keeps
I
getting
could, if you
shot.
would allow me, but apparently they're high value equipment. Not allowed them in my bunk. Son. Never lets me have any fun.
It just cuts scenes to you like lying back, and the whole thing is just. You're just.
I got the grab boots on like the roof. Yeah.
It's her sleep apnea. It helps.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the station. So the station, I know,
Good.
right? Yeah. Okay. So on the station, so it's obviously been built for a species that's flight capable. Consoles are lining the upper walls near the ceiling. The deck is like almost 30 feet or 30 meters high. So
Oh god, are there
workstations,
vertical hallways?
yeah,
Do you get jet boots?
workstations have perches jutting from the walls in front of the computer terminals, and the walls also appear to have holes drilled into them, approximately 1 meter apart in dual columns leading from the floor to the perches. So your primary task right now would be to restore power, and potentially stabilize the orbit of the station. That's likely your first goal.
I mean,
On that note, Dick will bring out his tricorder. His name's Richard. Anyways, he'll bring out his tricorder and see if he can locate where the power supply is, so he can help guide Gurkon.
Sure, give me a reason in engineering.
Reason and engineering.
Surely there's a corpse setting on my medical tricorder that I can look for dead bodies, right?
Indeed, there is. Yeah.
Yes.
Break out the biomass scanner.
It's just a face with X's for eyes.
It's a toggle. It's a toggle alive or dead. It's just like clink.
Oh.
The expendable, valued away team member rolled a 20.
He
But I have
did.
cautious operation, but I didn't use a momentum. Crap. Technical expertise, computers, and set. Do I have to use a momentum for that one? Sofik, the technical expertise.
No. Although, technical expertise.
A minute.
Although technical expertise is only when you're doing something assisted by the ship's computers or sensors.
Right.
Okay. So Larkin, you find the power source, but you kind of like jump the gun, and you don't check that it's grounded before you remove the panel. You zap yourself, and you guys all notice you can hear that kind of like that soft hum of machinery that happens inside these stations, all Star Trek. And it's kind of like that soft ping, ping of the radio signal that you'd never actually hear, but it always does. And suddenly everything shuts off, and even like it's like just stops. Larkin, you're going to have a complication. You're going to take 2 stress from the shock,
Owie.
and the power is now dead. Gurkon, your portable generator will not work.
God, Lyle.
I-
Look
I
at
wa-
electrocuted.
Gurkon walks up to Larkin while looking at Varia. It wasn't me this time. Tap-
I consider your beard is still in one piece.
Is my beard sticking out of my EVA suit? Am I not wearing this correctly?
It's just
No,
it's
it's
just
usually
bundled
when you
up.
get
It's just
shocked.
bundled up inside the
Around
helmet.
my face was
You
just
just see
fur
the
around my-
eyes poking out from his beard.
I walk over to where Larkin is, and I go,
Just laying on the floor.
I go, Doctor.
Oh, finally something to do. Here we go.
And
Switches the
help
thing
you.
back to live.
I tap Larkin on the back, and I go, first time being electrocuted by a foreign power source.
You could have tapped me on the
Invigorating,
chest. I'm flat on my back. Knocked to my ass. Just
I slowly pull him into an area where Dr. Doug can actually work on him, and I go, just remember to breathe. Check your EVA suit is not pierced.
Is he alive?
I give a thumbs up.
Fine.
Good.
I take a look at this, and I'm like,
All right, give me a
before
insight
I
and
take a look at
engineering.
this, I'm gonna look over at Skwxwu, and I go, how long does that star have?
Less time than we would like.
All right, so we don't need to get this thing permanently running.
No.
Here's a question about EV suits. Is there
Yeah.
a port that I can inject hypo sprays into?
Yes.
Or do I gotta like take the
No.
thing off
No.
and then
No.
inject?
There's a port.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start looking at this thing as a power supply that I just need to get running for a day, not
Yeah. Okay.
forever.
Give me an insight and engineering.
All right.
It's gonna be difficulty 2.
Yep. I'm going to spend. You said we had 4 momentum in the pool.
You do. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to spend 1 of them, and I have a focus in power generation technology.
Okay.
Beep.
Nice.
3 successes.
All right, so you're going to gain a momentum, and you are able to figure out which consoles are life support, and which consoles are engines. Yeah.
I
You want
go,
to use a momentum to gain information?
excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'll use the one. I'll use the one that I burnt.
Well, you,
To figure out what-
you just gained one.
Yeah, sorry, the one that I gained.
Yeah.
I'll burn that one to figure out what sort of power supply this thing runs on, and if it's something that is long lasting or if we're just on the edges of fuel.
Sure. So you're just on the edges of fuel. However, as you're kind of looking at this, you realize you could do a temporary power shunt from the ship to here. Basically transfer power from the ship to the station. Would allow the station's thrusters to kind of push back into a more stable orbit for a little bit longer.
Okay, I inform the commander. I inform Commander Yesikov. Commander Yesikov, I believe we could now initiate a power transfer from the Haida. Lieutenant Skwxwu, I believe that console way up there might be the one that you're looking for with all the sensors and data. Or life support, I mean.
Understood, Commander. Sofak just goes straight to the wall and just thunk. Just Wallace and Gromit right up the side of the wall.
Okay, so I mean, while I love that, you also have like thrusters. You could.
That's a waste of power. I'll need that for
Fair
if I
What-
come unstuck from the wall. I don't know
what
who
was
else
I
might
thinking?
send an electric charge through the
I
wall.
like Star Trek 5 like boots. Like I want the
Yeah.
rocket
Oh, yeah.
boots.
Absolutely. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll give you
They
the
reused in lower decks.
I was
Yeah.
thinking
I
first
know.
contact.
first contact. Too.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, first
yeah.
contact.
Also, I mean, I know this away team. Someone's gonna find some way to demagnetize my boots.
Yeah,
You did leave Beagle on the ship, so I mean
It's
it's
gonna
not
be
all
Dick
bad.
for sure. Dick's
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
Dick's great grandfather didn't
He's
create.
fried
What
right
are you
now.
talking about? Huh? What?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay. Let's see. So Sofek, while you're heading up, Yezikov and Dr. Doug, do you want to go explore a little bit?
I'm gonna give Dick a pain reliever,
Okay.
whatever Star Trek's version of morphine is.
Here's
Yeah,
a fucking
Maybe not morphine. That sounds
Yeah.
like he's about to die.
Yeah, give it a yeah.
give me
Because
some.
I can't really like. Oh, I'll take the dermal regenerator and run it over his arm and just make the noise. Woo, woo, woo. And be like, it's not working. Here you go.
Yeah. The spell's got a lightning bolt on it. It's probably fine.
We should point out that Dr. Doug used to be a pediatrician and is now now
Bedside manner is
Chief Medical Officer.
People.
I did not know that, and it makes it so much better.
Oh yeah, that's why
Everything that
he's
you've
like
done so
so.
far.
So even in his EV suit, he's somehow got a sucker in his mouth. Like he's always got a lollipop. Yeah.
You got a variety taped to the inside of the mask.
It's not even next smoker.
It's watermelon.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we'll
Just put
go
some
explore.
Band-Aid on the
Yeah,
suit.
great. Okay.
I'll get in contact with the ship and get Gulick to beam us some power.
All right. So while the others are working away, you two start heading off.
I'll scan for corpses.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you start scanning. You guys you find another. So you find another kind of like another deck, as you're climbing. And there's a separate room that just looks like you kind of walk in and it's just littered with skeletons. 6 are Xindi avians that Dr. Doug had pointed out, and a dozen others are foot-long carapaces with skeletal protrusions jutting from beneath.
That's horrifying.
Like a beetle?
Yeah,
Yes.
why don't you give me an insight in science? And you've got exobiology, right, Dr. Doug?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Are these the legs?
Wait, so just so a reminder, a
people
task
that we-
roll is 2 dice by default?
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless you want to use one of the momentum that's in the pool.
I don't think I need that for
Okay.
scanning a bug.
Well, I didn't think I needed that, and I electrocuted myself. So
As he rolls 2 zeros.
That's like my highest thing, too. I don't know how I rolled 2.
it's a big bug.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks like a really big. What do you got? Do you have any abilities that let you reroll a?
You can use determination to reroll if you really want to.
Sure, I'll do that. And it's a full reroll or just 1 dice?
Full reroll.
Full reroll.
Sweet. All right. There we go.
Which determination are you going to use?
One of your values.
Use
Oh, it
one
has
of
to be a
the prime
value?
Value or prime directive.
I'll
Or
do the
Value directive.
What was the third one again? The third one was
Solve the mystery.
solve the mystery. I'd say this is part of solving the mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this the skeleton, the odd one. It looks like it was a race of sentient centipedes.
And it's how big?
They're foot long.
Oh, so not very big.
The skeletons in general form a line in front of 20 different cryotubes. I'm giving you this as a freebie for your answer. One of the each of them inside each tube, you see thousands of test tubes containing a frozen substance. Do you want to use one of your momentum to gain more information?
Yeah, your face just does not look happy.
Bugs and goo.
So it's full on skeletons. There's no tissue left at all.
In front of you, no.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'll
there's-
use a momentum to look in
That's
the tubes.
slightly disturbing.
That is disturbing.
So they are frozen and even perhaps viable embryos. And what's even more disturbing is the skeletons show no fractures or scorch marks.
So they died of like old age.
Well, they didn't die of fighting.
Or they died of some form of radiation poisoning.
Horrible
Or the-
disease.
Or the centipedes ate them.
They
They
died
ate
of
the
death.
skeletons.
They died of death.
Okay, and you said they're viable, so some of them are still like alive.
It could be, yeah.
Can I do a
Nothing
scan?
good has ever come from a cryotube, a foreign vessel.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
crack any of the cryotubes. I just want to like scan through. the
Give me
cryotubes.
an insight in medicine. I mean, at the very least, you've got a few skeletons you could do a base autopsy on, like a very rudimentary version.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Insight in medicine. So why don't we do this? Before you roll, would you like to use the momentum that you've got, because you now got 5 in the pool?
Oh, I only had 2.
You had 2 and there were 3 in there, so...
Got it. Yeah,
So that would
I'll
buy
use the
you
momentum.
dice.
So do you want to use just 1, or do you want to use 3 and get you 2 more dice?
Just use 1.
Okay?
Do you have cautious for any of them?
If you have cautious, that means you bought a momentum. You can re-roll one of your other dice that got a 0.
Is that a talent?
Yes.
I don't know.
So just do a re-roll altogether, because you kind of...
Okay.
There you go. All right. Well, so you got a complication there, but you also got a success. So we needed that success. Okay. So here's the success. A form of pathogen was responsible for killing the centipede-looking ones.
Wait, I get that from scanning the embryos?
And the skeleton.
Oh, I see.
The embryos aren't giving you anything. They're kind of like too frozen. You'd have to take them apart. So I figured an autopsy, a base rudimentary autopsy, is probably your best bet.
Okay.
And the embryos would be like your base point, right? Because they're frozen, they wouldn't be infected.
Good
Is
point.
the pathogen still in the air, Doctor?
Well, so that complication you got, Doc.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's in your suit.
So you do notice that there was like this weird protrusion. It did a micro cut through your suit. The suit kind of sealed it up nice and quick, but you've definitely felt a little prick. To figure out,
I'm dead. Leave me here. Go back to the ship.
What?
to figure out more,
That
you're gonna have
escalated
to.
quickly.
To figure out more, you're gonna have to go to the planet. Back to the other 3. Sofek. You're
Slowly walking up the wall.
yeah. We're gonna cut scene to you being at where you need to be. So you're gonna be able to download the station's data core. Give me a quick. This would be computer. Reason and engineering. And we'll see if Gurkhan and Larkin set up what they need to do for power first. So, Gurkhan, what are you doing? How are you transferring power from the ship to here? What are you using? What techno battle?
Adion inversion beam.
Cool, nice.
That one can penetrate through shields at a slow rate, but still more than enough for these power systems.
Nice. And are you letting Larkin touch anything now, or?
No, I'm actually requesting that Larkin keep an eye
Matt's
on
just shaking his head.
on the
I mean, isn't
thruster
Larkin our
system.
backup battery now?
I'm asking Larkin to go check out the thruster section console and give me a heads up when he has enough power to put us back into orbit.
Nice.
I can do that. I'm an ops guy.
But please do not open up the console, though, Larkin. We require the station to be functional for at least a few more hours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
All right. Since I am working on the power system of the ship, it's the same task as previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a free additional die for that, and I get my focus for power generation.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 successes.
Nice. All right. So 3 successes is what you needed. It is indeed power is transferring. So,
I have big welder's gloves over top of my suit. Because I've been here before. I've been electrocuted multiple times before.
As the power systems start to power up, Dr. Doug and Yezikov, you're able to kind of like start to make things out where you are. It's pretty grim. Not like, yeah, it's pretty grim. It's grim.
Just bones.
It's just bones. So, Feck, you are going to be able to download the data directly to the ship if you wish. But it's going to be a time. Like, it's going to take some time. So you can set it to automate and just shunt the information.
Yeah, I'll do the typical thing you always see where, you know, I press buttons on the tricorder and just stick it right next to the console and leave it there as it uploads to the ship.
Yeah, you can always beam it back later. Oh, no, you can't. Sorry.
You can replicate a new tricorder if you need one.
Atmospheric re-entry will take.
I was gonna
that
say, yeah,
technology.
this sucker's gonna go down. All right. So, Dr. Doug, you're gonna have to let your teammates. Well, Yezikov. I mean, Dr. Doug's let you know that you're gonna need to go to the planet to discover anything else. Dr. Doug, it doesn't look like you don't like you do a quick like damn it. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Not on you. So the pathogen is either focused or dead, is what you're thinking.
Well, it's probably not used to human physiology. So
That's what I
it
mean,
doesn't know
like-
what to do.
Yeah.
Can
Really
I get
lucky.
Can I get some like quarantine things transported over to the station? Or I guess we can't transport guys.
Well, so you know what? Let's.
We can replicate them off the shuttle.
Yeah. Let's.
The shuttle has a replicator, huh?
You know what? If you need them, let's do them.
I was just gonna bring one of the centipedes and one of the bird skeletons back.
Oh yeah, you can absolutely put that in the shell. The shell will have a you could box it up. Yeah.
Just shovel it into the shuttle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, worst comes to
Bones.
worst, you can put it inside the transporter pad in the shuttle and then just direct a force field, right?
I am
Yes, God looks
efficient in
very
both
upset.
of those, unlike electricity. Shields, force fields, and transporters, that's my thing. Wires, not so much.
Okay. So now that you have more control over the station, you're able to. You can manipulate the shield so you guys could beam out if you wanted to. So you could beam down to the planet, or you could take the shuttle. Which would you prefer? Zanny, do you have a preference? What they use?
Dick will look over at Yesikov and be like, "So what should we do? I can get us down there."
No, I'm actually asking like Captain Zanny. Does he have it?
Yeah, yes, go to Zanny.
So I'm.
I don't take orders from you, Larkin. Calm down.
That's what Larkin was saying. You should do. You agree? He's like, this is me.
We have a zapped operations officer who thinks he can boss me around. What do you think? What would you like me to do with him, Zanny?
All right, whatever.
Went to his head.
Zanny's okay. All right,
He's a
what?
little confused.
Just take. Well, that thing's going down either way. I don't see the reason why you'd go back. Just take the shuttle.
Very good. We're sending some bones back.
Well, we can. You can just transport.
Quarantined. Yes.
We can just transport those now right back into a quarantine lab. You don't need to fly back. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes. No, we were going to send them over, transported, but yes, quarantine protocol is in place.
Very good, Dougie. I'll let your staff know, and I guess so. In fact, you probably want one of your science officers. Pick one. I don't know their names. You know that.
Okay, so we're taking the bird.
Yeah, we're taking the shuttle.
All right, great. Okay.
It explode.
Wait, by bird you mean taking the shuttle?
Yeah,
Or taking the bird bones?
both.
Both.
Are we taking none of the embryos?
Oh, I'm taking embryos too, for sure.
So do you have a way to keep them frozen?
Ice cubes.
Is there anything on the shuttle? There's got to be something on the shuttle.
I mean,
right?
I have it. There's an engineer with us. He's got to be able to
EBC.
figure out a way.
Oh, yeah.
You got a Gurkon.
oh my
Gurkon,
god.
can you jerry-rig something, please?
Yes. The power supply that I brought to power this ship is no longer needed.
He can use his cold Klingon heart to keep them frozen solid.
He just he just attaches them to the outside of the shuttle, like welds them there. That way, the coldest space keeps them frozen.
It's almost absolute zero out there. That should be cold enough.
While I do agree with the assessment that the cold of space is very cold and cold enough to keep the embryos intact, the radiation of a dying sun might kill them.
Planet landing might be bad. All right,
Yes.
so Gurkon, give me a daring and engineering to rig something up to
Hell yeah.
transport the embryos. I'll give you one of the sets of embryos.
I don't have any focuses on this. I'm going to use...
You know what, Dr. Doug? Give me a
Yeah.
daring and medicine to see if you can assist Gurkon.
This is just like a single roll.
Yep.
For
You
assist.
get one die, yeah. You get one die for
You get
that
one dice.
And then I'm going to burn
Task
a
of-
third momentum today.
It's been so terrible so far. Here we go.
Do we have
Hey,
extra
there you
EV suits? EV suit keeps everything.
4
Ridiculous.
successes.
Okay, so I set the difficulty at 3. So you guys have a momentum. I will let you pool that, or you can use it to save 2 of the sets of embryos that are frozen.
Take 2. Unless you want. We have like 5 momentum right now, anyways, right?
4.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
whatever Dr. Doug wants. You
I'll
just tell
take
me
another
where to,
one.
where to apply my power.
Okay.
I just want to get a race of bird people that will fly us around missions from now on.
Jesus.
You know,
All right, there, Doctor.
As Yazikov is just staring.
Hear this, right? He's just.
Do they
talking
not
to
teach
Jeff.
about the eugenics wars in the academy anymore?
Are we sure he wasn't infected by the pathogen?
Oh.
I
Oh,
honestly
my God.
can't be sure.
As
I
Dr.
am
Doug's
here
talking
to
about,
soak up bullets.
as Dr. Doug
Amazing.
talks about like having his own race of bird people, Gurkon nods thoughtfully. Because Gurkon has parrots, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's get down to the planet, shall we?
We
yeah.
shall.
Before
Because we're
get
running
deeper into
running on time too, right? So
engineering our own slave race.
yeah. All right. So let's get a who's flying, who's pilot. Great. Let's get a control or daring and con, please. The city appears to be made up of numerous spires, each culminating in a flat space from which more spires reach upward for kilometers. Thousands of pole-shaped objects, some a quarter-kilometer in diameter, jut up into the sky, with numerous perches extending from the vertical poles and leading into what appear to be the homes or businesses. Occasional skeletons can be seen lying shattered on the ground. What appears to be light posts reaching skyward are dark. Each flat area or perch is wide enough to be called a landing pad of sorts, although they're not very wide at all. And there are some gale force winds ripping across this area. So I'm going to need that control and daring or control or daring
one
and
success.
con. All right. Okay, so the winds are just strong enough to throw you off. You're gonna run into a building. So you guys either need to teleport off or come up with another creative way.
As this happens, I'd like to reinforce the shields.
I mean, can I? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to reinforce the shields in the building with extra power so that we can actually withstand a collision with the building and bounce as opposed to explode. And I will use a momentum to do that.
Okay, hit me. Be daring and engineering, I guess.
Daring engineering it is. And I do have a focus in shield arrays. So here we go. And I'm cautious, so I would like to re-roll one of those zeros.
Yes.
Come on. 2.
All right. 2 is what you needed. So you're
Nice.
able to reinforce the shields. I need everybody in the shuttle to please make a fitness and command roll as you get bounced around. The inertial dampeners take some time to catch up to the jostle you just did inside against.
Oh, thanks for picking my worst stats.
Me whenever I have
Jesus
to do any like
Christ.
science
Oh,
or
no,
music.
Oh, Dr.
Doug's
Doug.
down.
Durkan's down.
Yezikov is like just holding her. Yezikov just
Fine.
flows with the ship. Leaf
mean,
on the wind.
Since I got 4, can I like grab some? I've got 4, and I've got protect as a talent. Can I like grab whoever's next to me and try to stabilize them?
You know what? I'll make you a deal. So you got enough. I'll let you grab Doug. So you don't. I'll let you grab Doug and one other.
Okay.
But then you get no momentum. And,
All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
I like shield their body. Like I see them go, and I like grab 2 of them and like shield. I like slam up against the roof and come back down.
Oh,
And I'm just like, oh, all right.
You're like a Valkyrie.
So, Yezikov, you're able to do that. You're going to take 1 stress from slamming into the roof instead of Doug taking 3. Instead of everybody. The Sofek, unfortunately, you're still going to take 2.
Sorry, buddy.
And Doug, you're going to take 2 as well.
Doug, or Gurkhan?
No, Doug. Doug got a critical fail.
I got 2 fails as well.
Yeah, but Doug got a critical,
Oh, okay.
and Yezikov took the hit for you guys.
Well, for
Bounce
me,
around like a pinball.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
holding onto my console real tight.
I'm gonna be like, goddamn Starfleet not installing seatbelts.
I know, right?
Like lunge back
Just-
over to the con and just yell back, nobody ever tells Andy about that.
Speaking of which, Zanny,
Always have inertial dampeners. Yeah, I come offline, so what do we
If-
need else, right?
Zenny, as you're watching from the from the bridge, you can see the shuttle kind of get moved around a little bit. Like, and you can see the blip kind of like going in, and then it like jumps over to like near a building, and then back into place. Looks like a glitch in the screen. You just,
Beagle, was that a sensor glitch?
no, that was them.
I'm gonna have to talk to Zephyr when she gets back.
But can you give me, please, a reason and command? Or an insight and command. Do it insight and command. No. Yes, insight and command.
Insight and command.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get my other sheet. 5 seconds. Hold on.
4, 3, 2, 1. Was it actually 5
Boom!
seconds? All right, Zandy, you are able to figure out, looking at the layout of the buildings and stuff, using your command brain. You're able to figure out where the most likely sort of space for a quote-unquote command center or center of government, like a primary government building would be, that they can dock at.
Sarah, bring us into geosynchronous orbit over that location, and send the Beagle. Send the information to Yesikov.
You got it, sir.
Okay, and as the shuttle kind of like readjusts its target and aims for that government building, we are going to take our break. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, and we will see you all soon. Enjoy the music from Norse Foundry's streaming on Spotify. It's all free to stream on streams. So yeah, we'll see you back in 10. And we're back. Welcome back. Commercial ends. Part 2. Leah's got a new background. Yezikov has beamed down. Ooh, it even has spires in the background. Nicely done. Speaking of spires, you land on the platform. You pop out of the shuttle. You're still in your EV suits because you don't know what necessarily. There's atmosphere, but it's heavy volcanic ash in this atmosphere. Like, it's not super great. And Leah, there is a somewhat not so small device attached to the platform against the wall where the entrance is, and it's something you recognize from your failed colony days. You're muted. Leah, you're muted.
Still muted.
Hold on, let me fix her and the con. There we go.
There. So her,
So you should,
yeah, she had her interconnection was just off on her. You know,
is this not on?
yeah.
It was from the impact in the shuttle.
Load in the helmet. You got anyway.
The statement coming off Larkin fried my suit. I just reach my arm across the door and like stop anybody from like leaving. Does it look like it looks like a bomb, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Does it look like it's armed and it's like ready to go, or can I approach it?
It looks like one of those, like, in a world, like we read stories of at school time when they had like World War II bombs that never exploded and somehow lasted like years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Everybody back into the shuttle. Gurkon, we might have a live explosive here.
I'm going to.
Are you ready to see not Valhalla? What's it?
Stovakor.
Stovakor. Are you ready to see Stovakor today, my friends?
It's a good day to die.
How big is the explosive device, Tim?
Larkin. It's bigger than a suitcase, not a carry-on. It's
Gurkon and I are going to go out and try to disarm this explosive.
Great.
I look around. Is there any tripwires or anything?
No, it looks like it's all kind of like generators and connections and stuff like that. Why don't you give me an insight and engineering, or a reason and engineering, and Yezikov, I want a daring and command, or a reason or a daring and security.
Okay. So just to finish the orders that I was gonna.
Sorry, my bad.
As soon as we exit, we are going to attempt to disarm this explosive. As soon as we exit the shuttle, close the door, and arm the shields. If we die, Sovek, you're in charge. I think he's the next one in command, right? Whoever's the next one.
It would actually be Dr. Doug, I think.
Is it Doug?
Yes.
Doug.
So.
Lieutenant Command.
Godspeed. And we'll
Take
go
that,
try to do
Vulcan.
that. Sorry, you said daring.
Sofek turns
security?
around and is like, what am I taking?
Is this roll to disable the device or to identify the device?
So Gopal, Gurkon is trying to identify so a reason and security is like what, the how, and then a reason and engineering will be required to the off.
Okay, I'm going to.
So like Yezikov should go
momentum?
first.
Sorry, didn't you say I could use daring and not reason?
Yeah, daring and security if you want to.
Okay,
Because
great.
you don't know, but you've got to identify what type of bomb it is, and
Okay.
then Gurkon
How
can-
big is the platform that we're on? Like huge,
Big enough to
like
hold
a
a
football
shuttle.
field? Okay.
So okay,
And
I'm
then-
gonna.
Is there stuff near us that
No,
we could use?
no.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do my roll. Using daring and security, and how much momentum do we have? Sorry,
4.
It's
It's
on
on 4, I think.
4. I'm gonna take 1.
Okay.
What kind of shells does our ship have?
Tight 4.
I think we also have a couple of runabouts, but
It's not like those 2-seaters at the beginning of Next Generation, where it's like super duper small.
No.
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 I got a
although
4.
you probably do have a couple of those. A 4?
Yeah, I got 4 successes.
Yeah. All right. So you needed 2. So you got 2 momentum. So it is a proximity proximity bomb. It should have gone off like long ago. and something went up with the fuse. Luckily for you, because it would have taken out the platform as soon as the shuttle landed on it.
Yeah, Milo.
All right. Is it my roll now?
It is.
I'm
And
going
Yezikov
to
has
use-
2 momentum you can use.
I'm going to use one of those momentum.
Okay?
And I am going to use determination of my crew equals my family.
Yes. Give yourself an automatic critical.
Critical.
Okay, so that's...
I'm going to see if I'm a veteran on this, though.
Are you disarming
am.
it? And can
Yeah.
I help you?
Commander, if anything goes wrong, I need you to stay with the ship. I'm ready for Skwxwu.
Those,
We need you.
those momentum that you generated are helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me what it is. And then I've already got a critical, and I'm a veteran, so I didn't use my determination.
Okay.
And 3 dice on this. 1. I have cautious engineering, so I'm going to reroll that 1.
Yeah.
The zero,
The
zero,
critical failure into a 1, so that's 4 successes.
Okay.
And then my version of disarming the device is throwing it off the ledge.
Love it.
Unplug.
from the inside of the shuttle, you just hear a string of Russian expletives.
On open comms. They hear it
Yeah.
on the ship, too. Beagle looks over at Zanny. It's not me. It wasn't me.
Yeah, he goes,
Yeah.
I know who it is. You're recording this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah!
He just full
Computer,
on
turn off automatic translator. I don't need
full
to
on
hear this.
grabs it, does one of like the discus spins and whips it off the edge.
You need to warn me before you do something like that.
As it kind of like...
Was needed to know Yesut.
So it kind of like... Boom, boom, and then just... Boom, and takes out one of the towers next to you guys. It just kind of topples over, and you just kind of like dominoes.
Oh, cool!
Technically, I did not break the Prime Directive. I used their own weapons against themselves.
Thumbs up, Klingon. Thumbs up.
This is the only way to be sure. If the device was disarmed and I did it incorrectly, I would have killed everybody. This at least means it's only us. Get as far away from the crew as possible.
Oh my god.
Can I leave the shuttle and walk up
I
behind
just
Gurkhan?
like shake my head as I like bang on the door.
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yeah.
I opened the door.
So
That was awesome.
hold on. Yeah, and Dr. Doug, you walked up behind Gurkhan?
Yeah, I'm just gonna scan him real quick with my medical tricorder.
Yeah.
He's fine.
I'm here too. I can't.
You didn't just discus throw a
No,
an
just making
improvised
sure
explosive
Gurkhan was
device.
okay because he just hucked the thing off the off the side.
Yeah. Just making sure.
I could use some nicotine.
We're lucky the skyscraper didn't come back towards us.
That's amazing.
I aimed it, Sofek. You should know better.
As you say that, you hear one more.
I do know better. That is why I'm sure you did not aim at Commander.
Okay.
What everybody sees is Gurkhan, like you see Yasikov scanning it. She's like, it's an improvised device. It's got a proximity sensor. Gurkhan just walks up, grabs it, and goes, huh.
So, to add kind of like that sense of urgency, you do feel like good substantial rumble underneath you guys, and you can hear a couple groans and moans of these buildings that have been like disrepair for quite a while. Remember I said the entire planet had like very active volcanic, and you feel a good earthquake give everything a rumble. Yezikov, give me a control and security with a difficulty of 2 to locate a computer system.
To locate a computer system.
Yeah, so you can start to
I'm
figure out
gonna
what
use
the
one of my
hell.
momentum. There you go.
Ooh.
Okay. So you're able to do that. You're going to get a momentum as you guys are running through the halls. There are skeletal remains aplenty.
What happened here?
We're here to find that out. No, continue before this building collapses down on us. And I like shoot a glare at Gurkhan.
So there are. So there you find some. You find the computer system. It's been corrupted by a virus. So,
Computer virus?
computer virus. So it's going to be a group
Real
challenge.
virus?
So we're going to do a group challenge. Everyone needs to pick. So you can use control, insight, or reason, and then security or engineering. It's going to be a difficulty of 2 for everybody. And I've got an X amount of successes you need to make before you make failures.
How
Is it
much?
control, insight, or reason?
Control, insight, or reason, and then security or engineering.
Okay.
And what
I'm
I'd
going
like you to
to-
do is I'd like you to narrate what it is that you're doing to kind of like help. You can give it like a Star Trek scene if you want, so that it's not like we're not all tech nerds. So
So
I mean,
what
we
is the
are,
goal of this? What is the goal? Like what are you attempting
you are
to do?
trying to. So you're working in unison at different consoles to access, locate, and restore any affected folders.
Okay, so I'm going to use the momentum first to use collaboration engineering to give anybody that wants it engineering 5.
If they're using the engineering
If they're using the engineering trait.
trait.
Nice.
And then I'll open up my kit and I'll grab probably Dr. Doug. Big Dr. Doug, I need your steady hands for this.
Ooh, I like that.
I got the steadiest in the galaxy.
So then
Handling all those kids.
I hand him,
This is
I
my
hand
shooting
him
hand.
one of my hydro spanners. And I go, I'm going to need you to rotate this in 1 degree increments, as I say.
Nice.
Increasing power slowly so we do not cause another explosion.
Okay, so who has to roll first then, Gurkhan? You or him?
I'll roll first because I'm monitoring the power and
Okay.
splicing the power to where it needs to go.
Okay, so
I
leave-
use 1 momentum.
don't roll yet. Just make sure you kind of keep track. So it'll be you and then Gurkhan. So Gurkhan first, and then Dr. Doug. You're going to be rolling next. It sounds like
Control engineering, I guess.
control engineering. Okay.
How do I use his number though in my thing?
Temporarily change it, I guess.
Yeah,
Just,
you should be able to
yeah,
change it on your
temporarily
character
change
sheet.
it.
Oh, I just have to click it and change my number to 5.
Yeah. Okay, and then after that, who's going to go next?
I could try to hack into bypass their security systems.
Okay.
I don't know if they have security systems.
So control, insight, or reason. Which one are you using?
Control.
Okay, control and security, and then
Security, yeah.
and then after you will be which one?
Once Yazikov has bypassed any security systems, I'm gonna access the system and try and like bypass / rebuild the damaged files and try and work around and quarantine the virus so we can get the information we need off of the system.
Okay.
I'll do the standard Star Trek like science thing engineering thing as well. Take off, the front panel, start swapping chips around to random different spots.
Nice.
As he does that, I'm going to work the keyboards to work the root folder to find out where the virus is actually sustained from. So as he's trying to contain the chip, we can start cutting it off from necessary systems.
Okay. All right. So Gurkhan, you're first.
I'm going to use a momentum.
All right.
So we're just trying to power up the console. Power generation technology focus.
Yeah, I'll allow you to do that.
5 successes.
Whoa, nicely done.
Jesus.
When it comes to I literally have 3 traits that say power in my power. When it comes to power, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Should be more power.
Great.
I
So
literally have a trait called a little more power.
So it was difficulty 2 for everyone. So you're gonna have 3 momentum. Would you like to spend one and get information?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the-
So
I want to figure out if
hold
the-
on.
oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna give it to you. Over the loudspeakers, you hear log entry 302011, and you hear this translated from an avian over loudspeakers, kind of like in the area you're in. We came from outside. The planet seemed a perfect place to hide, to grow, to evolve, away from the others who sought to conquer us and destroy us. We built our homes here, advanced our art and science. We become peaceful, loving species, and quickly discovered we were not alone on the planet. Beneath us on the southern continent, another civilization already thrived. First contact was awkward. We saw them as sustenance until we determined they were sentient. We vowed to remain in the north so as to not terrify or anger them. Dr. Doug, next roll.
Question.
Yep.
Can I use because we just got 2 more momentum from Gurkhan's roll?
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Yeah,
use
you can use
can I
those.
use 1 to add a dice?
Yeah, and you could use another one and then one of the 5 from your pool if you want to add a second dice.
I will also do that. So I got 4 dice, and then I would like to use my focus, Calm Bedside Manner, to gain focus on this one.
I will absolutely allow that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I have 4 dice. That's what I got out of that?
4 dice.
Sweet. Yes.
There it is. God. All right, so those 2 momentum, you've kept them in the kind of like the group check pool right now. Would you like to use, you get another success, would you like to use one of those 2 momentum to gain more information?
I'm just helping Gurkhan out, though. I'm not sure what extra information I could get.
Like I just did with Gurkhan.
I see, yeah. Sure.
Because you're doing a group check.
Nobody
so each check
objects, I'll use it.
Yeah, each success gets you more information.
Yeah.
Okay. Log entry 401686. Burrowers have the burrowers are severely fragmented and unprepared for what we have to offer. News comes that a plague now sweeps through their society. A virus linked to our own genetic makeup. It makes them mad, affecting their brains in such a way to slowly eat away at their cognitive functions while simultaneously triggering massive hormone dumps into their lateral septum areas of their brain. The region controls anger and impulse control. Our scientists are already working on a cure, but they're dying quickly and there's little time. Yezikov, you were next?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's still 5 momentum in the pool.
Cool. I'm going to take one to make 3, and we're doing controlled security to hacks their system.
Yes.
And I got 3 successes.
Great. Would you like to use one of those to gain information?
Yes.
Okay. Log entry 421099. The burrowers war upon themselves while our scientists attempt to find a cure. We believe they've already slaughtered millions of their own. Our scientists believe we're close to a cure that will cancel out the genetic mutation of the virus, rendering a predator with no fangs. I fear we might be too late, but it's worth trying. There are rumblings beneath us. They've crossed the sea. Underneath it, and now climb to the surface of our continent. Have they come for us now? Sofek, I believe you were next.
Yep. So I am going to take also a momentum to add an extra dice, and I'm going to use my computer expertise for studying the system and figuring out what I need to kind of reprogram to work around the computer virus in the system.
Mm-hmm.
While playing with whatever their version of linear chips are. 6.
Okay. Gee whiz. So I mean, you get a free ask anyways when you're doing a check, right? You get your free ask a question thing, right?
I believe that's only when I'm using the
ship computers
sensors. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the ship sensors.
All right. Well, you're 6. Would you like to spend one of the extra 4 that you just made? This will max out your pool, so you might as well use it.
Yep.
Okay.
I will do so.
Logger entry 422547. The cure has been provided to the burrower scientists. They've managed to disseminate it. However, something's gone wrong. It's failed completely and utterly. To the point that my own people have become sickened with a virus similar to what struck them. We die within days of exposure. We are unclear how it's possible. Volcanic activity has increased 100-fold. Smoke blankets the northern hemisphere. Through it all, the burrowers continue to hate us and attack us at every opportunity. Many of our cities have toppled to the ground due to explosive devices planted on our perches and our homes. Soon there'll be too few of us left to do anything but hide. They follow us, hunt us. They blame us for the end of their society. How could this be? We're correct in our calculations. The cure should have worked. It hasn't, and once again we find ourselves on the edge of extinction.
Does it say what that cure was?
Not yet.
Well, in that case, I'm working the file system, so I'll let's find out.
All right.
If nobody minds, I'm going to use a momentum as well for this. I got reason engineering. So here we go.
I mean, I think we just gained like 6 of them from his roll.
Yeah. Oh, I'll use one. Yeah. See if we can find that file that tells us how to beat this thing. I got 2.
2 is enough. Would you like to use one of the extra momentum that Skwxwu has? Because it's going to not be able to go into the pool.
Yes, I would.
Great. Start in entry entry number 430013. There are so few of us left, less than 2 dozen, in fact, out of the few thousand that first arrived and thrived on this perfect world. We've been approached by burrowers who say they are unaffected by the virus and wish to help us end the carnage that destroyed 2 civilizations. A small group comprised of both our species have chosen to band together to find a way to save what is left. We shall once again leave the confines of a planet and travel to the unknown. We shall send a call for help and hope that someone comes in time. Final log entry. My name is Governor Zerva. My people have fled a civil war that almost ended our existence, only to find ourselves living yet another disaster, one of our own creation perhaps. In our efforts to protect ourselves and hide from the brethren who wish to destroy us, we've isolated ourselves into extinction. We can only hope a friendly spacefaring species might arrive to save us from ourselves. I'm one of the final members of my kind alive. We have no way to send help to our station in space, but we have one last hope. Perhaps sending the seeds of our future elsewhere will allow us a third chance to get it right. May the stars guide us and protect us. And you kind of like look over, and it's just that one of those poignant scene shots where you actually see somebody sitting in a chair, like behind kind of like that one of those like governor desks, and it's an avian species with one of the centipedes kind of like next to him on the floor, and they're both dead. Dr. Doug, give me please an insight in science or medicine.
Okay. Deuce.
So judging on what's going on, what you've heard, and on the volcanic activity in this sort of atmosphere right now, you've realized that the volcanic activity was on purpose. It looks like whoever did this set it up so that the virus, rather than the cure fixing it, was mutated to turn it into a weapon. And it was airborne, which is why it affected the Xindi avian so fast.
Okay.
Get the information that we needed.
Yes, you did.
We should try to look for what they thought was the cure. That way, at least I have a base of what doesn't work, and I can work from there basically to find the cure.
Well, and if those embryos are affected, you'll want to be able to like fix them before hatching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Skwxwu, you want me to help me dig through this database and maybe transport it onto or get it onto one of our tricorders? I don't know how big this database is. Then we can take it back.
We can either attempt to take as many of the information chips as possible and upload as what we can to our tricorders.
Okay, so Skwxwu, give me an insight in science, please.
Crit failure and critical success.
Okay.
Since I still have both, I'm going to use a determination and use my value. Logic is the solution to all problems.
Great. Okay.
Not another 20. All right. Well, not a critical failure, but
It's okay.
Success.
2 successes is what you needed. So, okay. So, Sofek, kind of like going with the conversation, if all things being equal, if you guys can find that cure that was given to this southern continent, you could use the volcanic ash the same way that it was used against them, and proliferation could happen across the planet.
Just in the off chance that there's still some survivors, infected or not, on the planet.
Correct.
It
Or
did mention that some of the centipedes were unaffected by it.
Mhm. So it's possible they're there, and if you're gonna try and reintroduce the embryos that you've got to this planet, which they kind of came from, you'd want it to not be like a doom thing, right?
Well, I mean, do we want to
Just-
introduce
I'm
the
throwing
embryos
it
to
out
this
there.
planet? Well,
Isn't
I'm
the sun
just
gonna
thinking,
explode?
isn't
Yeah,
the sun
yeah, the
basically
sun's gonna
almost
explode.
go?
Yeah, but I'm just kind of throwing out different things.
Okay,
Regardless,
yeah, fair.
regardless, you're going to need to find a cure, and if there are other Duridians here, you're going to want to find them and get them off, right?
I was just about to say, since we know that the centipedes are like sentient beings, should we not go look for them and try to get them off the planet?
Well, I could try and, if you're trying to figure that out, Sofek, I could try and use this city station. I guess, do they have some sort of form of sensors on this thing, or at least like maybe I could find a.
Now
in
that
the
we have the
file.
genetic makeup of this race, we could send to the ship and maybe be able to pinpoint better
May-
the
may-
general life signs.
May I
Okay.
make a point, Commander?
Yes, of course.
This species was not warp capable.
That is
Cool.
another aspect.
Us saving them directly contradicts the Prime Directive.
So just to throw it out there, the centipede creatures, correct, not warp capable. The Zindi were and are.
And the embryos are Zindi.
Yes.
Okay.
But Gurkhan is correct that the other ones are not warp capable. And correct that it would violate the Prime Directive doing that.
I feel bad about this, but
Of course.
with the Prime Directive, we must leave them.
You're
or
correct.
move them in such a way that they do not realize they're being moved.
I could modify
Yes.
a holodeck so that they wouldn't know where they were if they do. Just
We're
Hey,
not doing the
hey,
holodeck
Zanny.
thing.
Yeah,
Kid.
but didn't they? They've already talked to a species that's warp capable. That's already bullshit. It's like they fought the bird people who are warp capable, so they should have within that. They should know that space travel is capable. They just didn't know it before then.
Yes.
Yes, however, Prime Directive would prevent further contamination.
Plus,
On
we
our
found them
behalf.
on top. We found them on the space station, so they got up to the space station somehow.
Space station
We'll
was
take
a
these
standard
into the
space station
embryos
with
with
20th
us.
century technology.
And then we'll try to find the cure and reverse volcano, therefore helping them on their planet without removing them from their natural habitat.
But they're gonna die in 2 days anyways.
Yes.
So then why even do that?
We also do not know. They may somehow, I guess, do we know, is the star going to actually supernova, or is it just going to throw out, even more deadly radiation?
No, it was just going to throw out radiation that would have screwed you up on the planet or on the station.
Oh, okay.
So the
Yeah,
station is likely going to go. The planet's atmosphere should stop it from.
Centipedes are a subterranean race. The sun should not affect them.
Gotcha. I thought it was supernovaing.
No.
shut up.
So did I. Until
Sorry.
5 seconds ago.
it's already a dwarf star, right?
Yeah.
It's already collapsed. It won't blow up again.
Okay, we have plan. Execute.
Okay.
Where,
so remind the GM of the plan, please.
I'm gonna look at the computer to see if there's like a in this building, if there's like a medical lab or something like that, like where would they keep the cure? Is it in the computer?
I might be able to find it.
Is it in the lab?
Hold on.
Is there a lab?
There's no lab.
Okay.
The computer lists one of the labs as one of the towers that Gurkhan has
Well,
Remodeled.
I'm
remodeled.
focusing very intently on the power systems right now.
Staring at him.
So Effect's just like over Larkin's shoulder going, Commander, there is a lab building that would be just over there, and points at now an empty skyline.
All right.
I think it was on the 30th floor.
They put a space station in space. I'm sure they had cloud computing. Like where it couldn't have just been in the lab. Is it in the computer? And I just like poke at the like screen like a boomer. Cow! Get out of the computer and put it in the tricorder so we can leave.
Shit up without cloud computing. I'm just saying, like maybe they weren't there yet. Maybe they.
It's a lot
Well,
of
I can have a look. I'll have a
a
look.
lot of
I'll
talking.
dig into the computer.
not a lot of typing.
Also, maybe look to see if the bird people were the ones that weaponized the virus as well.
Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of general searches through the computer to find out.
Control F. Come on.
Because
let's
if
go.
they're the ones that like weaponized it and put it into the ash cloud, then maybe we can use the same tech to do it again.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything for this? I will, but I'll do some general searches for the cure that isn't in the lab we just blew up. Where it's housed. Is there any file folders or files basically like named?
Print it to PDF once you're done, please.
And was it the Zindi that caused it or not? I don't know if I have multiple searches here.
Control F, Google. Did Zindi kill everyone?
Well, I have
Enter.
multiple tabs open.
Hey, man, if I go into
Google
the back end, this
cure
runs
to
on
deadly
DOS,
virus.
so D:5.
They're using
Effect just
Unix.
leans over.
I
Why
know
do you
this.
have so many tabs? And why are they all in Zindi Explorer?
It's the only one they have. I can't download another one
Okay,
from the
so
right now.
so you don't find anything else. You don't find anything else on this system, and it's just like the fact that you guys got this going is pretty amazing. But like you look around you and it's this city has fallen. Not even literally because of a Gurkhan. It's like
And also literally.
it's
Power
a
level looking good, Commander.
yeah. So
Just look at I look at Commander just going. I mean, like I've been doing this for 20 minutes. I haven't found.
yeah, you're not sure that you're gonna find anything else on this system. Can everyone give me an insight and command? No, you know what? Yeah, no, insight and command, please. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right.
Really need to bump up my insight skill.
Okay.
Although
Yizikov
must
and Gurkhan. As you guys are kind of like working together to try and solve this, you do one of those like kind of upper command powwows, and you're just bouncing ideas back and forth. And that line, perhaps sending our seeds of the future elsewhere will allow us to get a third chance to get it right, just kind of pings with you. And you're wondering if the planet's surface is the wrong place to be looking.
Surgeons.
Back to the station, Commander.
Yes, they
Well,
might
you-
be
so,
on the
so I'm just
station.
going to throw it out there. You did search the station and you didn't find anything else.
Shall we check the embryos, see if the cure's already been implanted in them, Commander?
I mean, why not? Dr. Doug. Do we even know whether the embryos have the virus are infected?
I have no idea. I rolled very poorly.
We'll try
Doc-
rolling again
Doc-
in enough time.
Dr. Doug's not even sure if the
I mean,
embryo
scanned.
has-
I meant to say scan, not roll. I don't know.
Yeah. Your nose starts bleeding.
I've been playing this old school game called Dungeons and Dragons in the holodeck. Sometimes it's getting confusing. Sorry.
Really need to stop.
I mean, Beagle has another episode ready to go. Just throwing
The
that out
holodeck program for Dungeons and Dragons is just a table and a bag of nachos.
there.
Cherry Slurpee.
Yep.
Okay.
Mountain Dew.
Perhaps try rolling again. You might find there's been enough time.
Commander, the embryos are on the ship. Maybe it's time we
Plant.
leave the planet.
One thing goes right. Just one thing. Zanny talks to himself all the time now. Okay. Third chance. A third chance. We have checked
They're
the
checked.
Space.
space station. We've checked the surface. Subterranean?
Space.
Or not even on the planet. They could have shot it into space.
The radio waves. Could it be in the?
Radio
You're
waves,
thinking a little too literally.
Oh,
radio waves might have been just the Zindi sending them out in order to the planet, but they could have literally couldn't they just put it in a rocket, point it at the planet over, I point in a random direction there, and just been like, third chance, tally ho, off we go.
years ago to Haida.
Danny here.
Can you, hello sir, can you scan the surrounding space for any kind of projectile particles, leftover projectile particles? We think that maybe the Zini sent a rocket into space.
Yeah, I got it. I can do that.
Thanks, Beagle. I mean, they took Skwxwu, so you're the best I got here. So let's roll this up. See what we got.
It's all
Really?
coming up,
He's
Beagle.
the best he's got other when Sophic leaves.
The sensors, unfortunately, you know.
You guys are
Oh
so
my
mean
God.
to Beagle, man. He's the shit.
Very
Ye-
motivating, sir.
Beagle is.
When are we gonna do the alternate universe? When are we gonna do the alternate universe episode where Beagle is captain?
Beagle is captain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Beagle's gonna like zap
Some mirror-
himself, and then
mirror
he's gonna
universe.
use determination to roll again.
Danny's
Oh,
gonna
actually,
give him
no. The better thing for Mirror Universe would be Beagle's an admiral.
Amazing.
Also
Okay.
good.
Zanny's helping him out too. They're
Okay.
giving him very good orders.
Yeah, good. There we go. Okay. So Beagle,
Inspiration.
you hear Yazikov and Gurkhan. You audibly know what just happened. The rest of you all hear the zzz, and then you hear Beagle swear in like a really bad mix of Klingon and Russian.
We learned that from you.
I can almost smell the hair burning.
And he tells
Sophic
you
just leans over. He's touching the sensors again, isn't he?
he's detected a small pod that's caught in the orbit of the sun.
Come on,
Get it.
who get it?
360
require
degrees
zip.
of direction, and they pointed at the sun.
Well, it looks like
the gravity well.
there you go.
Beagle.
Yeah.
They'll transport a room to beam them up. They don't need to be down there no more.
Okay. This is,
Everybody,
Abandoning the shuttle down there.
I think you're fine. We're gonna go solve this problem.
the shuttle.
Surely
We'll put
you
it
can
on
beam the shuttle
autopilot on the way
back
back.
You know what?
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
This is a
Beam the
precedent
shuttle.
I don't want to set, but why not? This time we'll beam the shuttle up.
I mean, the shuttle probably had
Or
an
just,
autopilot.
just
That's
leave
canon.
Larkin
That's canon.
to drive it around.
no, like hell, it's canon.
Cannon now.
You can beam the shuttle whenever you
Sarah
want.
pilot it remotely. Like she can do. we're
Sarah
barely
can
going-
fly it from the ship. Sarah's
that
just playing a
once
video
before.
game on her
we're not even
console.
going
flying
into
it. Yeah.
the event horizon of a black hole. Sarah can fly us at the same time. Let's be honest.
All right.
Yasukov like sits down in the pilot seat, the like controls fold up and it back into the console. And she's just like,
And then she
Fine.
teleports out.
all right. So you guys beam up.
Daddy's looking at her on the bridge, being like, "Were you gonna?" Never mind.
You beam up, and the ship kind of does like one of those quick turns, heads to the sun. Does anyone have any ideas how to get a shuttle pod in through the shields that have to be high because of the solar radiation at the moment?
You could
Can we,
drag
like,
it
tractor
till we're out of
beam
the solar
sling it?
radiation.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a control engineering for the tractor beam, please.
Me?
And Sarah, can I get an engines and con with the ship?
You got it.
Click. That is 2 successes.
You say control and con?
Yes. Sorry, engines and con. Engines and con.
There is
You
no
don't have
engine.
engines
For the
for
ship, for
character.
the ship.
Oh.
Oh, Christ. I don't know.
Let me do that.
My con is 5. Gurkon.
Where's the ship? Where's the ship? There's the ship. Wait, no, you have to roll your skill. I just support with the ship.
Okay, then give me
So,
a
engines
control
and
control and con for the.
Two.
And the ship supports
Okay.
with a number.
Okay, so you're
And
able to
critical failure?
you're able to throw it out. You do manage to pull it off. Your tractor beam is shot though.
Yikes.
The solar radiation just overloads it, and it kind of fuses into the ship. So your next adventure, you will not have your tractor beam. It's going to be being repaired.
Hopefully we don't need to tell anything, sir.
This feels like home again.
He's like, this wasn't hard. Like, how did you break my tractor beam?
So, Dr. Doug, can I please get an reason in medicine from you, please?
No. Okay.
Thanks. Dr. Doug, what are you doing today?
It's like my best. It's like my best
time.
numbers too. God.
Now's the time to use one of your determination.
Yeah, it's time to
Yeah.
determine a new result.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can't roll for shit tonight. This is insane.
Yeah,
I
the
mean, the
rolls have
number
been
of
not
crits
great.
that we've been sending out is insane.
Point is, like, you've been away from us too long.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay. So you're able to determine that there is probably, you didn't damage the pod when you slung it out. So you figure there's close to 1,000 or more even active embryos. The ones that you grabbed from the station, you weren't sure if they were active or not. You don't know if they're proper or if they're like frozen right. These ones are. You also find some Doradin embryos, and you find 10 Zindi and 10 Doradin full scientists in active cryogenic stasis.
Doradin is the centipede people.
Correct.
Okay. Let's get those guys out of ice, right?
They're on ice still.
Like out of ice. Let's get them out of ice. Whatever.
You want to thaw them out? You want to open it up?
Yeah. Cut to the beginning of Demolition Man when they're unthawing Sylvester Stallone.
Danny's doing executive order here, Dr. Doug. One each. Pick whichever
Only
one.
one?
you think. Only, yeah, I'm not having you.
All right.
Last
So-
time we
so-
did this, we had a security threat.
When was the last time you guys did this?
That's classified.
It
fair
happens
enough.
quite often, honestly.
Well, you pick the one who looks the smartest of each of the centipede and the bird people.
Well, so hold on. So just gonna throw it out there. You did bring up the prime
the
directive.
logs.
So you've got the logs. You did bring up the prime directive, though. So you've got a species that shouldn't, like.
Pick up the ones, Indy. That one.
So you are technically like grabbing these things. You're technically interfering with the natural progression of this planet.
Not the Zindi, though.
Are you though? These Zindi are extinct. They shouldn't exist according to all the records. None of the rest of the Zindi know they're here.
They asked for help, though.
Fair
And
enough.
they're warp capable.
So this is first
They
contact.
were warp capable, so it's
So
just
it's
new
just-
first contact.
Okay.
Well, isn't the Zindi system, doesn't it have like 7 different species in it? Is it
Five.
like one of those?
This is one of the
Yeah.
missing ones. So Tim is
Yeah.
honestly just throwing out like really like playing devil's advocate here to make you have to like fight for this. So it's yeah.
This
I don't know
is
why.
I'm gonna fight for
technically-
it.
This is
Yeah,
Do
technically
no harm.
I think we'll be okay if
first
we open
contact.
it. We're not going to open them all up. because that is going to go horribly wrong. But
Yeah.
we can wake up one Zindi, whoever
All
was
right.
the commander.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do you want to unthaw? Come on out.
Which one looks like a leader, I guess? Do they have any like markings or uniforms?
Check the logs. Check the logs.
The log. Danny's
Sure.
like a little behind on this.
And Leah sideways, upside down.
There we go.
So you find the name of one of the Zindi is Kala Z, and Kala is listed as being the scientist who came up with the idea of sending their species to a new world in the hopes of finding one suitable for both.
That sounds about the right one.
That's probably
Kala sounds a lot like Khan.
Uh-oh.
Just con.
It's a name on the side of the
That happened like 120 years ago. How are you still hung up on that?
It's kind of a big deal.
Okay,
Genesis planet?
Yeah. Let's wake her up.
so
Wait, are these bird people? Do they have like wings and arms, or are their arms wings?
Oh, I don't
They
know.
have wings and arms.
Wings and arms. Is that what we want to do? Yeah. All right.
Wings
and
Wings and
arms.
arms.
I mean, are these the Zindi that were in the cartoon?
no, those are
Probably.
another species. Zindi
Oh.
Zindi are from the Enterprise.
Oh, okay. Then I have no idea. Sorry.
And these avian Zindi don't exist. They went extinct according to the others because the others hunted them out.
Let's say they look like Kenku.
Okay.
So they have arms, but they use their beaks and feet.
Oh,
so they
yeah,
have
but
wings.
So they don't have wings.
No, they have to have wings because we did
They have
establish that.
wings.
Yeah, because
But they use their feet and beaks as hands.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
What's the other D&D one?
Aarakocra.
And that's it.
That's kind of how I saw them.
Oh, okay. I mean,
There are pictures.
Of Zindi avians.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll
they
put it
don't
up.
have
We'll put it up
arms.
on my website.
Okay.
But we're at the end, folks. So you guys have saved 2 species. It's going to be
Take
like
that,
a lot
Prime
of
Directive.
It's going to be a lot of diplomatic. You'll have a contact with Kala Z.
I'll give him a dress uniform.
You're gonna have to try and help them find a new world now. So that'll be something you guys can do in the next 2 weeks.
Sensors Prime. Let's do this.
Yeah. Hey, I missed you. Thanks for playing.
Let's do it too.
Nice to be back. Thanks everyone who was watching. We appreciate
Yeah.
you suffering through our insanity. It was lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to mock and make fun online. We actually kind of absorb it. If you're mean, we'll delete you. We'll be back.
We'll just take it.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. You can hit me up on the gmtim.ca or the gmtim on any social media. Norse Foundry has some awesome streams you can play and listen to while you're streaming. It's copyright free, so you feel free. Play Star Trek Online with us on Friday nights if you want. We've got a fleet going, and get Modiphius rolled 20. It's the D&D roll, it's 2d20. It's a good system. It's really good. Anyone have anything you want to throw out? No?
Aliens cannot be trusted.
Who can't?
Bird aliens.
Bird aliens. So they're just a no? Is that
Nothing good
Dick's
ever
last
comes from a
comment?
cryotube.
Nothing ever good comes from a cryotube. I'm glad you're such a good, willing, open...
Open-minded Starfleet officer.
Very
got
jaded.
Khan.
Very
Wow,
jaded.
really
Right.
jaded.
you got
Need to
Khan,
decipher Mormon.
you got Rita Repulsa, right?
Dead? No.
Power Rangers?
Even
Yeah,
even
we're
Ice
not
Victor,
repulsed.
even Ice Victor
A
in
bit
the
of a
chat.
crowd.
Bird aliens cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
All right. With that, we're gonna go to our credits. Have a good one. Live long and prosper, everybody. Night.
Bye bye.
Hey.